the creativity. I also like to just do my own artwork that...
It's kind of like if you went to an art gallery, there'd be a number of different reasons for a number of different pieces.
I am, yes.
Okay, so what's your favorite aspect? What? Give me the skinny on. Do you like designing the tattoo? Do you like talking to customers? Do you like the creativeness of it, or do you like the application of the tattoo?
It's both. I love the creativity. I also like to just do my own artwork that even maybe necessarily won't make it onto someone's skin at some point, but I try to draw every day and keep current with the types of artwork that I love, and creativity is a huge part of it. But when you actually go to apply it, I love the application of tattooing because it's just so fun and interesting. Honestly, though, it's like making a painting. So the two are intertwined, really. They're like the same thing in different applications.
Interconnected.
Yeah, they're interconnected. So I love it both.
Neat.
But
I saw a guy with a tattoo on his lip right here.
Mm-hmm.
That must have been super painful. He said, they did a little bit, and he would cry. I mean, this was a big biker guy, right? Do you know the guy?
There's quite a few people with it, to be honest, so I'm not 100% sure.
And he said Rick, tears were coming down my eye, and I couldn't, bit by bit.
We don't have ours done.
Different parts can be tender for sure.
Unbelievable.
Those tend to wear off too sometimes. That's why, like, from our standpoint, there's not a lot of people coming in every day asking for that. So it would it'd be something that they'd have to make a decision on. But yeah, you can pretty much tattoo anything.
Did those tats on your head hurt?
Heck yeah.
I was in Costco the other day, and there was a huge, he was a muscular guy, and he had a huge Thunderbird all across the back of his head. And he sat down, and he's, I'll talk to anybody, right? And I got stoned. So I said to the guy, I said, man, dude, did that thing really hurt? He said, no sense, no feeling. It didn't hurt at all. He said, you know what really hurt is the tattoo on my calf. I never would have thought.
Yeah, calves
Some
can be
people
tender.
do not like that spot at all.
Then why have it done?
I know. Right? Well, they don't know until they do it, right?
And by that time, it's too late. There's a half a dragon. You might as well finish it.
Yeah, you can't just walk around with half a dragon.
So, Chris, tell me about the story about your tats. What's the deal going on there? Is that a story, or is that just pieced together, or what?
Well, I think as a predecessor to my reply, I would say the biggest thing about tattooing is that it's an art form, right? So it's the art of it. So it's kind of like if you went to an art gallery, there'd be a number of different reasons for a number of different pieces. So I'd say things like my age, what I'm doing in life have all affected those kind of things. So, there's not one answer that could answer all your questions, because the first thing is when I was younger, I really just wanted tattoos. So like the very first tattoo I got, I was 17, and I got it with basically me and the other guys in the band. We got the matching tattoos. It was my first one, and that was to commemorate my camaraderie, and the band was starting to go somewhere, and it was a big deal to all of us. And so we've all kind of made an agreement that we wouldn't ever cover those tattoos, and so that's why this one's still visible. It's my probably least well done one, but it's there. And then after that, I basically just really wanted, I don't know how you'd word it, I just liked tattoos, and I liked different things and elements. And so when I was in my early 20s, I probably didn't put as much thought into them as I should have. I was just like, yeah, do this, fill this, cover this. And then now in my later years, I've started getting them for more purpose, I would say, because as maturity, I would just appreciate things differently. So like one of the most important ones to me is this one on my hand, because I've always really been interested in Roman culture. It's just something that's fascinated me, how like a civilization so large just, you know what I mean? And so it kind of makes me, I apply that to my own existence, saying, you know what, if Rome can fall, anything's possible. And so I got the Roman coin with Caesar.
That's Caesar, yeah.
And he's bleeding from the eye, and that's to just remind myself that Rome can fall. So take yourself in stride. Don't let things go to your head. Be humble. And so that's probably one of my more meaningful tattoos. So yeah, I'd say the last 5 years or so, I've put more thought into them. I have my
placement on the body and stuff.
Yeah, my second favorite one is on my calf. It's I believe it's called the Barson's bell cry. But back in the day, before they had proper medical, they could accidentally bury you alive, and there was a lot of instances where they'd open coffins and there'd be fingernail scratches and stuff. And so I always again found that fascinating. I mean, tying to the whole Memento Mori concept, I was like, that's pretty crazy that back in 1860 that could be realistic.
Yeah.
And so there was, in the late 1800s, there was this huge movement of people creating inventions to prevent burying people when they weren't technically dead and just like unconscious. And so they had like different ones with glass windows and stuff. And the bell cry was basically a string they'd tie around your finger, they'd run it out and tie it to a bell up in the, so basically they'd have a guy sit there for the next 24 hours or so, and if you woke up in the coffin, the bell would ring. I always thought that was fascinating. So on the back of my leg, it's like two hands reaching out of the ground with the bell wrapped around it, and that was again like
true
something
form
for
of
me,
Gmail, right?
So,
Yeah.
And screw the Facebook timeline, dude. You got a you got a timeline on your arms.
That's the thing. It's life, right? It's like they're like, I don't want to say scars you choose, but it's like, you know, I love this. It's part of me.